All right.
Yeah.
What I used to say? What the fuck did I used to say? Um, because there was I forgot because okay, I was like, what is going on, guys? Like because I remember the video. It was like this guy. He was sitting in like a dark room, and it wasn't like completely dark, but it was just like low light. His face was lit by the computer screen,
Yeah.
and he was. I was trying to. This is like early YouTube when. Or early me making videos when I was trying to figure out like, okay, what's a pop filter? Like, what's audio?
Yeah.
What's this? What's XLR cable? What's whatever? And I was looking up what a pop filter was, and he was just like, he was removing and putting on the pop filter, and he started the video. He's like, "What is going on, guys?" And he's like, very like emphasized on the "What is going on, guys?"
Yeah.
So then I just stole it basically, and I was like, "What is going on, guys?" James Black Panda here. Like very just right at the fucking front. But that was the story and origination of that. And it's already been a minute of recording, and I haven't said any of the bullshit. So I'm not gonna say it. So just if you're listening right now, please don't leave. Thank you. Terrell, how you been?
I've been great, man. I feel good. I got
Fuck
some
yeah.
sunlight. It's been hot, but I feel
Oh
like
yeah.
probably more alive than ever, and I feel like I'm in a good spot. So yeah,
Man, Nautica.
Nautica. That is my favorite brand, by the way. Yo, Nautica, yo, hit me
Nautica.
up.
Nautica.
I love Nautica. I'm not usually a big like name brand type of person, but Nautica, I love it. It's like
Yeah.
quick story. How I started liking
Uh huh.
Nautica was the Lonely Island. When they say I'm on a boat, and it,
Yeah.
it made me feel like a rich like lifestyle. So it's like I'm on a
Yeah.
boat. It was goofy. It was funny, and then being on a boat is like a rich lifestyle. So it's like a
Yeah.
reminder to myself I'm gonna have a boat.
Oh yeah, dude. Honestly, dude, I can't wait for you to have a boat. That'd be sick.
Yeah,
Flipping burgers while you flipping copies.
yeah, riding on dolphins, and doing flips and shit.
Doing flips and shit. All right, let's stop because we sound so much like them. Let's not get copyrighted.
Yeah,
But go ahead. But hell yeah, that's a good vision. I mean, with my the brand I really like that is just clothes at a really good quality is Tommy Hilfiger. I really like
nice.
their polos and like their soft style, their kind of polo style, and the jeans. I just found my favorite pair of jeans ever, like 2 weeks
Really
ago. Yeah, like I want every pair of jeans to fit like the pair of jeans I just got like 2 weeks ago.
nice. Freaking stretch. I
Yeah,
be like stretch jeans. That's what I like.
I fucking hate those.
I love the stretch jeans.
I hate stretch jeans. I like jeans that when I put them on, they're like to my fucking legs.
Forget
Now
that.
I do. Yeah, I want like no room for my balls.
Freaking no circulation. Yeah.
No, not that tight, but not they don't stretch. I don't like the jeans to stretch. It feels weird.
Yo, hit
I've
me.
never had
Yo,
stretchy
Nautica hit
jeans.
me with
So
some
good.
stretch jeans. Hook
Yeah,
him up with some skinny jeans. Tommy Hilfiger.
yeah. Tommy, yo, Mr. Hilfiger, come on. But yeah, you were saying about what's been going on?
Oh, well, recently. Oh, go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. What's been up?
but yeah, recently, guys. Last week we didn't do the show, or whatever, because I actually went on a field, not a field trip. I was about to say a field trip. I went on a family trip to North Carolina, which is where my family is actually from. I'm not from there, but like the roots of my freaking family is from North Carolina, and
Hmm.
it's Yanceyville. I would say it like that. And it was freaking cool to be out there. It was like the country, and it was funny. Like my dad was changing the radio station so much because obviously it doesn't work out there. So we went from like R&B to like old school to R&B to like country. Like we would listen to like straight up country music. Like
Hmm.
uh, so it was cool like riding through the country, listening to country music. Uh, I'm glad my dad's car has AC because it was like 97 degrees over there.
Oh God.
But it felt good. Like I was, even though I wasn't driving, I was like tired. Like it was draining. It was a 6 hour drive. Um,
Oh yeah.
but my dad's cars is awesome. So shout out to Ford. I'll say that. Yo, Ford hooked us up with some cars too. But
Yeah, yeah. Let me get a truck, dude, or a fucking Escape.
let me get that Mach E Mustang. That that what was it? Electric car? Yeah, let me get that electric Mustang. But
Oh damn.
yeah. So we went there. We got there. I left. I took Thursday off.
Yeah.
I got paid for it, so I did that. and we got there. We left Thursday at 12. We got there at 7
Oh,
o'clock.
really? I made 3 bands for fucking using a sick day.
Hey, I wish I definitely did make that for one day.
You were like, bruh, dude, I'll call in sick every day if that's what I'm making.
So yeah, we basically left Thursday at 12, got there at 7, and we stayed until Sunday morning. Um,
Oh, excellent.
but being there was freaking cool, man. Like what's so cool about it, I remembered a lot of my cousins, but this was the
Hmm.
first time I actually got a chance to really talk with them because usually I always see them like over there with funerals, and usually like, oh, hey, how's it going? Miss you, whatever. Hope
And you're typically talking about the person. Like if it's
yeah,
like a sad event, you're talking about the person that you're there to, uh, what is it, commemorate or remember?
yeah. And that's usually it is. Oh, well, see you next time, stuff like that. And so the family
Yeah.
finally came together. It was a nice house too, by the way, guys. I don't know if I could put. I'll send James the link in the description. It was called the Baines Farmhouse. It was like a 90 acres of land, bro. 90 acres of land,
Damn.
like
Damn.
freaking huge, nice farmhouse. It was nice. It felt like 18 people in there. But obviously,
Damn.
everybody that came wasn't living there because after like the next day, I believe we did on Saturday. That's when more people showed up when like the party started. That was my first time I ever fished. Being there, it was freaking cool. Walking, it was nice.
Did
Like
you
it
catch
was
anything?
no, I didn't. I did
Damn.
not
I was
catch
about to be
anything.
like,
But my
dude,
cousin,
I suck at
she's great.
fishing.
She's great. But they kind of set me up because they gave me like the weak bait. They gave me the best bait in the pool, like in the lake that had no fish. And when we got to the lake with the fish, they had no bait. so, so it was
Yeah,
kind of
dude,
weird.
I don't know what it is, but like every time I've ever experienced like seeing somebody fishing for the first time, the people who are experienced fishers always like fuck them over on purpose for some reason. Like they're always just like, "Here, use
Really?
this pole," just to like.
Yeah.
I guess it's like it's kind of almost like a dummy test. Like, okay, do you really like fishing? I'm gonna give you some shitty stuff just to see how much you're into it. And I am not into fishing. Like, fishing can kick rocks, honestly. Now, I mean, if was on a deserted island and I had to fucking get some fish to eat, yeah, I would do it. But fishing pisses me off because either I can't catch anything or I'm like, I'll catch something in 2 seconds and then be like, all right, cool, here, film me. And
Yeah.
then I'll catch something and then I can't catch anything. I can catch like one fish every, like, the first time I ever went fishing, never. My mom is from Alabama, so she goes like I'm standing there for like probably 40 minutes, like trying to catch something, like
Yeah.
in and out, no idea what to do. And she goes like this. She goes, "You're not holding your mouth right." Dude, she fucking literally did some shit like this. She just literally went with her fucking mouth,
Yeah.
cast. She was like, cast. Dude, a fish jumped out of the water and jumped onto the hook before it fucking touched the water. Like,
Damn.
I don't, not literally, but it was that fucking fast. It was literally like the hook,
Floop.
like here's surface of the level. The fish went rah, like right on it immediately, and she just shoop, like whips it out of the like, yeah, barely like reeled it so fast, like launches it out of the fucking water, and then she's just like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, and I'm probably 13 at the time, like, fuck you, mom.
Oh my gosh.
I don't really mean that,
Shout out to
but
our
no,
mom, so but yeah.
shout out, mom. Yeah, but no, like that pissed me the hell off, dude. I was like, God
It,
damn.
yo, it was relaxing, man. Even though I didn't catch nothing, like just being in like the wild, like I said, 90 acres is freaking huge, dude. Like,
Yeah.
what
Was
was
there a lot of trees, or
crazy?
was it kind of like a big field, like open lake?
There was, well, let's just say behind the house there was a lake where you could fish. That's where all the fish was. But there was another lake that dude told us, oh, it was like a trail. So we like had to literally walk and then cut across it in some woods. We made sure we had protection because they talking about they had like bobcats, coyotes, all kind of stuff out there.
Protection.
No, we ain't had one of those, but we made sure that if something
Leave me
went
alone.
down,
Protection I had.
we was good.
Yeah.
So, but it was cool. Like I was scared. Like when I was fishing, I was looking around, but it was cool to have like that. Oh, I'm in the wild. Like it felt good to be like
Yeah.
I'm in the country. I'm in the wild. I'm fishing for the first time. I'm with my family. We just chilling. So that was one of the great parts about it. The only thing that
That's good.
sucked about most of the trip, well, I was doing a lot of work because we had to prepare stuff. They was like, move this, move that, take this upstairs, take this downstairs, move the couch. And I was like, dang, I feel like I'm still at work.
I'm supposed to be relaxing, motherfucker.
But yeah, but I understand it. You know, a part of that family, you know, is getting older, and they see us as the young people. There are some kids
Yeah,
that's too young to do it, and they were like at the right age in the middle. So they're like, okay, yeah, he can do
yeah.
it. And one of the
They're
things,
like, man, go get you some water, man, and fucking move this couch.
exactly,
Fuck.
I enjoyed that water down there. I ain't gonna lie. But I didn't drink none of the water because, like, faucet water because it came from the well, and they was like, no, don't drink the well water. Just drink some water, some bottled water. So,
Yeah,
so yeah,
that's kind of how it is in like where the fuck was I? And it was like that. Never mind. It didn't come to me. It didn't come to me. I'm sorry.
and one of the things, I was like the main person to take out the trash, and you literally had to drive to the freaking dumpster, dude. Like for real,
Yeah, because it's probably way down at the fucking end of the 90-mile road.
it was crazy, dude. Like
Yeah.
I'm talking about, you could see it from where you was, but if you walked there, you would freaking like get dehydrated or something. Dude.
Like it like you're walking there and it's like moving away from you. And it's
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck? It looked way closer.
So that was another thing, but like I said, just talking to my family, and then during the reunion, I got like super emotional, dude, because I think about stuff like this all the time. And so
Hmm.
when we was downstairs eating, you know, they had like lit the candles for like the family members that's not here. Good
Oh
thing it
yeah.
wasn't a lot. Like, I guess, you know, obviously we got ancestors and stuff like that from a long time ago we don't know about.
Hmm.
But I think it was probably like maybe nine. So they had like the pictures and obituaries, and they lit a candle for each one. And then like when the dudes start talking about how like back in the days, the people before us, you know, they wasn't allowed to have like a good education and stuff like that. So,
Hmm.
but they were still able to be like business people. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing to think about. They had like fifth and sixth grade education, and they were still able to have like successful businesses. We got roads out there named after our family last name, like the whole land. Like we got land back then. So
Yeah.
and so when they said that, it like they was like, you know, just think about the bloodline, just think about where you came from. If they can do it, you can do it. It runs through our blood, and it made me so freaking happy. It made me like, it was like it confirmed that everything that I'm doing now was for a reason, and
Yeah.
I felt like I really was the chosen one. Like, okay, cool. I hear about what my family went through. I seen what they had, they struggle, and I'm doing something with my life, and it's like this is what I'm doing it for. And it made me
Yeah.
emotional as freak how they was talking like doing poems. They were saying how, you know, everything happens for a reason, how we came into this moment, how, you know, don't take life for granted. Because basically what I told you about Andrew Tate, how, you know, if your ancestor was in front of you and they looked at you, would you like disappoint them in a way, or would you make them proud?
Right.
And that moment I was bawling my freaking eyes out, dude. I was like, yeah,
It's
that's
like,
why I'm doing it.
I'm doing it for my family, man.
Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah. Uh,
Man. Well, with that, I'm not gonna make a joke.
I hope not, dude. I hope it's no far fetched joke, man. Uh,
It would have been. It would have been. But it would have been racist towards white people, not black people.
well, in that case,
no,
my plan, no, please, no.
yeah, no, I mean, I'll say it then. But no, as far as like, dude, that is super fucking powerful. It's like, just to think, like you said, okay, would my ancestors be proud of what I'm doing? Would they be happy knowing that okay, what I did and struggled and like deep in the far past or whatever, I had ancestors that just uprooted their whole fucking life, jumped on a boat and came to America at one point.
Yeah,
Um, which unless you're just Native American, then that's pretty much like the story that everybody's at least one of their ancestors had in the past, where they did this crazy journey. And then you know what's even weirder? Back then, dude, you didn't even know if you were gonna fucking make it.
yeah,
Like you didn't even know if you were gonna get there. You would spend your whole fucking life savings or whatever you had to get on this boat, and like 6 months later, you're gonna be landing in a new country, and it's just like,
yeah,
well, here I am. Just think about it. Fly from Atlanta to Paris. or Spain or
Dang.
something like that. It's like 5 hours.
Yeah.
It's like four. It's like 5.5 hours, 6 hours, or 8 hours, or some shit. It's like, uh, I can text somebody in Japan right now, and they'll get it in 10 seconds. It's like, dude, you'd send a letter, it'd get there like a year later. You would get on a boat, you'd get there, you'd be like, you would physically age before,
Dang.
and it'd be noticeable by the time you got there. Like, it's just insane to think about. Okay, there's some real fucking sacrifice and struggle that people had to do
Yeah.
not even that long ago. 200 years ago. That's like three generations.
Yeah. And
My dad's 70.
that's crazy
His
to think
dad
about.
died when he was 90, you
Yeah.
know? Born in like the 19 teens,
Yeah.
you know?
And that
And
reminds
it's
me, by the
like,
way, real quick. We have our own freaking gravesite over there, dude. Like, it's just a freaking family, like, full of, like, oh, well, gravesite full of my family. And I seen stuff from, like, the 1880s and stuff like that. And I was like,
yeah.
wow, that's freaking
You're
nuts to
like,
think about.
and like, how old was that person? Or was that the birthday?
I think that was the birthday. Like, so I think one
Yeah.
of them was, like, 1880 to, like, 1950 or so. I don't know what it was. It was crazy.
Dude, dude, if he died in 1950 or she died in 1950, she never saw a color. She never saw a fucking TV
Yeah,
in a house. That's insane.
yeah.
That's nuts.
And that's probably, like, the
Probably never
oldest I
flew on a
seen.
plane.
Like, oldest, I think it was a lady. And I think that's probably what one of the roads was named after.
Uh huh.
So yeah, just to think about that's a long time ago, dude.
Dude, for real. Commercial airplane.
So
First.
so yeah, guys, it was very like informational. It just felt like it was around the time like to have that, and it felt so
Yeah.
freaking good, man.
Bruh. Bruh. If that person died in 1950, the de Havilland DH-106 Comet became the world's first commercial jet airliner, debuted in 1952. That person, up until, dude, think about that. Up until 1952, if you wanted to go to Europe, boat.
Dang,
That wasn't even that long. That was 70 years ago.
yeah,
Now you can get there in like an afternoon. That is not that long ago. The struggles people were going through, and that's just like a modern inconvenience. That's not even like real struggle where it was like segregation and shit
yeah.
like that. Like, that's fucking crazy. No, it's very like, damn. Oh, the joke I was gonna make was like, oh yeah, it's like all this adversity in the black community that they had to overcome. It's like a very powerful thing. Look at what my fucking ancestors went through for me to be great. And I'm over here like, I'm not really doing it for my ancestors. They were kind of pieces of shit. I'm doing it for me right now, motherfucker. Obviously not everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
come on, camera. Yeah,
It was like
obviously not everybody.
my family
But
was making them struggle.
yeah,
not,
it's
not
like,
really.
sorry, dude. Well, not my family's not from North Carolina, so I'm good. But no, for like thinking about that, it is one of those things where it's like, I would love. I really wanted to talk to my grandfather because he was 90 and he was in World War II. You
Your
know,
mom wants to.
yeah,
On my
and he
mom's
was in
side.
the Navy.
But yeah.
Yeah, he was in the Navy. So it's like there was a story my dad told, and for some reason my grandfather never felt comfortable talking about this, but like he went there's a boat. It's like up in New Jersey and New York or something like that. Like I'd have to ask my dad, but it was the Navy ship that my grandfather served on.
Mm.
And it's like a museum now. It's like it's docked, like you can go on it and kind of walk around. And they said that morning he was all like, yeah, da 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 da, like normal dad shit, you know. And then they walk on the boat and he just went
Dang.
like cold. And then he's like walking down the hallways like touching the wall and shit, like walking like a
Yeah.
fucking zombie. And they were like, dude, because my dad never had the greatest relationship with his dad, so he'd call him HP, which is such a fucking cool. Like he'd be
Freaking
like
computer.
he'd be
That's
like,
the
oh,
computer I'm on. This was funny.
oh yeah, he'd be like, yeah, because it's Howard Phillip,
Yeah.
so he'd just call him HP. Um, and he's just like, yeah, dude, like I'm like, oh yeah, my mom and HP. That's how he would always introduce his parents. And but he was like, yeah, my dad was just like stone. And then we asked him about it later. He was like, no, everything's fine. Like he was just like
Yeah,
lost
memories
for
like
like, dude, it got flooded. It flooded back into him. Like
yeah,
either he saw some horrific shit on that boat
yeah,
and can't fucking handle it, or just the experience was just like something so overwhelming that he like can't even talk about it, you know?
yeah,
And it sucks because like I wanted to ask him about it and see if he would open up about it, but
yeah,
I never got the chance to because it's like he was always traveling when he was older. So it's like he was never in like one spot for me to like link up with him. And whenever he would come and visit, dude, he'd visit for like 20 minutes.
dang,
Like he was just kind of like once he divorced from my grandmother, they were like 60, 70 something when they got divorced.
dang.
And then he got a new girlfriend. I'm like, damn, HP. I'm like, damn. Yeah. I'm like, damn, HP. But it's one of those where it's like, okay, there's some crazy shit that your ancestors had to endure and go through for
Yeah,
you to be sitting right here talking to me. The same
yeah,
for me.
both ways, yeah,
And it's
for
just
sure.
like, dude, I think about the way my parents met. Like my dad was a truck driver, stopped at a TA where my mom worked, and it just so happened that she had to walk outside and talk to some people that were outside. And my dad see her at that moment when he was getting gas at the random ass TA in Georgia that he saw her at.
Yeah,
And it's just like, it just so happened they were like,
yeah,
and they're doing like little cutesy shit like that. And then they met, and boom, I'm here. Because, dude, she could have called out that day.
yeah,
She could have missed work. She could have been late. Somebody else could have walked out of the room and said something to the people outside, and they never met.
yeah.
That could have happened, and that's crazy.
Erased from existence.
Erased from existence. I like how everything goes back to fucking Back to the Future, but it's just nuts, dude, to think about. And honestly, it is like for some reason it gives you like a true sense of the word nostalgia, because nostalgic is like a negative word. It's meant to be like remembering like bad shit, but a lot of
Yeah,
people use it as like a good thing now.
yeah,
But and look that up because that is true. So it's like it does kind of give you like this deep like oof wow, like when you think about what your ancestors did to what you're doing now, it for some reason gives me a sense of importance
yeah,
in my own self where it's like,
exactly.
oh, I can't let them down. Man, you got so many people. I talk to people at work where I'm like, oh yeah, because I like to get a little personal, not like in a weird way or whatever, but just like find out more about the person, just to like learn who they are at work and stuff like that. Because I'm
Yeah,
in a above regular associate level,
yeah,
not like in the sense of superiority, but in just the sense of title. Like
yeah,
I really don't care. But like I'll ask questions and I'll be jotting stuff down, and I'm like, so what do you like to do, like outside of work? And they're like, oh well, nothing, man. Most of the time I just be chilling. I go, oh really? Chilling, doing what? It's like, sleep, eat, get on TikTok, and I'm just like, man, you ain't got shit going on, dude. I
yeah,
like it when I ask somebody, I'm like, oh, so what do you do outside of work? Do you do anything else, like for money or work or whatever? And then, dude, I don't care what it is. Somebody tells me they take pictures, they fucking edit something, they shoot videos, they do hair, they do nails, they do lashes. Um, I don't give a fuck.
yeah,
But what it is, it's just that you're doing something.
yeah,
Makes like is good. Or somebody's like, "Oh, I'm in school," and I'm like, "Oh, school for what?" You know. Then I can tell them if they're full of shit for going to that major or that. Um, like, dude, somebody was like, "Oh yeah, I want to be a psychologist," and I'm like, "Oh really? So you read a lot of books about psychology or personal traits and shit like that?" They're like, "Nah, I just think it'd be cool." I'm just like, "Dude, it's not gonna work out for you. I can tell." Because like, it's just not because you don't even. I'm not even in it, and I know I read books on psychology already. It's like, and reading people and understanding like the way the brain works. It's like, bruh, do some self education
What's
first. Come on.
crazy, a lot of girls try to major in that, and then they come out doing the complete opposite of what they learn.
Yeah, yeah. But they might be learning psychology or instead of psychiatry or whatever the fuck. Or psychology is the teaching, and then psychiatry is the practice, I think.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's like they do like they do like social shit, like social whatever the fuck. I can't remember what it's sociology, I think.
Sociology.
Sociology and psychology are two different things. Sociology is the I'm gonna be accepting to gender fluid, blah blah blah, blah whatever. Whereas psychology is like, how do, why do we think?
Excuse
You
me.
know,
Yeah.
why do we, why do we, how does our brain work? Shit like that. Which I think is what he was talking about, and he had nothing to say on it. But do something, man. If
Yeah.
you're not doing something, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
You're wasting your life if you're doing nothing.
And that's
Your
why
answer,
that's why telling you this trip was like so important to me, man. Like
yeah,
I felt like, I was like, oh yeah, I want to be rich, I want to be rich, and stuff like that. And I told
yeah,
you, I felt like I needed to be a part of that first because it
mm-hmm.
just it humbled me in such a way, and it encouraged me and it empowered me. Like I'm
Yeah,
like, oh shoot, dude, like if they had a fifth and sixth grade education, everybody in that freaking house had more than it. And
yeah.
it's like if they
Like
can do
higher
it
education, like college, shit like that
in
too.
more of a struggle time with less education, we should be able to do that, and where it's like easier to do with a more even
Yeah,
more of an education. And I'm like, dang, dude, that's insane.
that's why environment's so important now because it's like you got it's easier than ever. And people, dude, I'm telling you, people want to act like the country is more racist, more difficult. It's not, dude. This is like in American history, this is the best time to be alive. It is the easiest time to get rich.
Yeah, I agree.
The easiest. So it's like the more opportunities for literally everybody. Because I'm telling you this right now, like this is not me being like clueless or trying to judge from a higher position or whatever the fuck you want to say. This is literally me being like, dude, no matter where you live, where you are right now, if you have access to the internet, you have a infinitely higher chance of becoming successful than somebody in the 19 fucking 20s or
Yeah,
1880s that was just a recently or whatever. When was it? 1776. Like you have an infinitely higher chance of becoming successful than somebody that was like a recently released slave or a fucking farm boy or some fucking peasant that just got off the boat from Europe that just landed in America and they have no family, barely speak English. It's like you have an infinitely higher chance of doing something more with your life than they were ever capable of doing or ever had the
yeah,
opportunity to do. Because I don't care where you're from or what you're doing. You could be in the harshest ghettos. You could be in the um, highest penthouse. You can pull up your phone and learn shit
yeah,
right now. Right now. So to say that there's like all these barriers and things like that, or um, this crazy argument that America's more racist now, it's like, bruh.
definitely not from back then for sure. Cause that doesn't make
Yeah,
any kind of sense.
like there's people that truly believe that. Like there was a list on TikTok or whatever, and it was like the top 10 most racist countries, and people were mad that the USA wasn't on the list. It's like, why would it be on the list? It's one of the least racist countries on the planet.
I just told you
Like
that's how.
you cannot in America be openly racist without getting checked right now. Like people will
Yeah,
fight you. You'll get canceled.
yeah,
How is that a racist country?
yeah,
Your whole life will get ruined if you slip up and say some wrong shit.
yeah, for sure.
Like if that's not a check and balance and to show you that America's not that racist. Okay, and I'm not saying there aren't racist people
Yeah,
in America, but the law, and again, I'm speaking of a from I'm a white man, so take it with a grain of salt. But it does come down to mindset. Like, take the perspective of somebody like Candace Owens, a black woman. So, if you want to talk about unfair treatment or what have you, she's got two. You know, if women group is a minority group that doesn't have any power, and the black group is a minority group that doesn't have any power, if you feel that way, she's got two. hindrance qualities, if you want. I don't know what the fuck. What I'm saying
I know what you're trying to say.
is, yeah, I'm not
I get it.
formulating it in the right words, but if you believe that those are hindrances, boom, she's got two against being white and straight, or white and a man, whatever. Um, with her, her own view is somebody's like, oh, what if it was your son that got shot by the cops? It's like, it won't be, because I'll never put myself in that situation. I'll never have my kid be in that situation. It's like, it comes down to the choices that you make every day, which is true. And there's a lot of people that start off in certain things in their, like, certain positions in their life where it's like that is the best choice that they know to make,
Hmm.
right? So there is like um a you were born in this circumstance, so obviously misfortune will find you more easily, right?
Yeah.
But what people don't understand, because I do understand that. I understand that, yes, if you're born in like a misfortunate situation, meaning like impoverished, like you're getting antagonized by the local police, things like that, because of the way you look, because of the color of your skin. I'm not saying that doesn't exist, right? What I am saying is you can find yourself in a different situation just by changing the mindset. And a lot of people feel like the mindset is not a factor
Yeah.
that can benefit or change your life. But it's like, dude, if look at somebody like I, I don't know how harsh his childhood was, but look at somebody like Damon John, the creator of Fubu. I
Oh yeah,
remember
that
he
yeah,
said
I
he was
mean,
like he was in the fucking his mom's house selling T-shirts for like 10 years
yeah,
before the brand really blew up. It's like he was saying fuck going out with my friends, fuck going and hanging out with these people over here. It's like stop doing this, stop doing that. It's like he changed the mindset, made the sacrifices, and now he's like a millionaire, multi millionaire,
yeah,
like hundreds of millions.
and he
Like
still gives back
I,
to the community. So yeah,
exactly, it's like exactly. Even though he understands the struggle, like, so, and that's typically where I like to get my viewpoints from when it comes to stuff that people would assume that I can't relate to. Right? I didn't grow up in a impoverished situation. Right? I'm not
yeah,
black. I'm not whatever. I did not live there. So how would I know? But learning from people who have grown up in that situation, one gives me, uh, it's humbling to be like, okay, wow, there's people that are really out here struggling, and there is targeting, and there is racism, and there is oppression, and all this other stuff. It exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but what I am saying is, look to the breadcrumbs and the trail that somebody who was in the situation and got out of the situation, and follow what they're doing, because
yeah,
if they can do it, you can do it, and you don't have to be um, a what you don't have to go into professional sports or become an athlete, and you don't have to go into music and become a rapper or producer. There's or an actor, or you don't have to go into the entertainment field. You can create a business and get out of it,
yeah.
but it just comes down to the mindset.
That's what you were saying last time. Like a lot of people, like black people that's successful, say, "Oh yeah, you know the white people and all this other stuff." Instead of
It's like,
marketing, oh, even though I am black, you can still make it. That's what you were saying last time. Share that positive
yeah,
instead of that negative.
right. And again, I'm not saying that it they didn't
Yeah,
experience racism along the way.
yeah,
One probably million% they did.
yeah.
There's probably so many people that were like, "Ugh, you're black. I don't want to deal with you."
Exactly. Yeah,
In obviously not so upfront and blunt terms. They probably just like, maybe behind the scenes they thought of it, but it's like that didn't stop them.
yeah.
I've seen
Promote that
people,
positivity.
right? It's like they, regardless of them experiencing racism or not, they made it.
Yeah,
They made it out of the, you can say, ghetto projects. They got out of where the harsh situation they were in. They got away from the community where there was like crime, things like that. They got out.
yeah.
And again, I'm not saying that I definitely didn't grow up in a situation that was harsh like that. I grew up in like, what is it? Damn it! I always forget the fucking word.
By the way, guys, I didn't grow up in the hood either, so it's not just because I'm black. Oh yeah, I didn't grow up in no hood. I mean, I guess you can probably
Yeah,
call it that in a way. That's what some people say, but if you go there, it's like it's just normal.
yeah. Like I didn't grow up in like a bad neighborhood. Like a lot of the people that were in my neighborhood were there for a really long time, and we'd look out for each other and stuff like that. Like Mr. Roy across the street was, man, the coolest fucking guy I knew. And you always knew when he was coming home because his truck had like these really low muffler pipes, and it was just so he would roll up, he'd be like, you just hear like this rumble on the street,
Yeah.
and it's like, but everybody looked out for each other. Like this dude
Yeah.
next door had his house broke into, they stole like his bike, they stole a bike, and fuck, my dad went around and found it, and they went over to the other neighborhood and like they retrieved the bike. You know, it's like so we like looked out for each other.
Yeah.
But I walked to school, and I walked to school. It was like uh, not even that far. It's probably like a 10-minute walk, 20-minute walk, 15-minute walk, something like that. And the neighborhood right behind the school is where my friend lived, and there was like shootouts all the time.
Yeah. For sure.
So I'm like, I wasn't in it, but I was right next to it,
Yeah.
you know. And it's one of those things where it's like, okay, I got to see an example of like not the best neighborhood, and still, it's just like, okay, when it comes down to it, I'm not trying to say that, oh, I can relate. Oh, I've been there. I'm in it. I grew up there. No. What I'm saying is there are people who did 100% probably have it worse than some people listening to what I'm saying right now and still got out. And it started with the way they thought about things.
Yeah.
They didn't let the fact that they were black be a hindrance. They looked at it as like okay, I don't care what challenge I'm going to face. I'm going to overcome it.
Yeah.
And that is what kind of irritates me about like celebrities and things like that, where it's just like, come the fuck on. I know what they're doing because social media platforms and things like that are trying to paint a narrative like the whole world's fucking racist, create the division, because if black people and white people hate each other, then they're not going to come together and hate the government, which is really, they're not
There
going to
you
hate
go.
the powers that are
Yeah.
in charge, really.
Yeah.
So it's like, please listen to what I'm saying and understand that it's like, dude, and this is like mostly taken as like a shallow argument sometimes, but it's like my wife is black. My best friend that's on the show with me that I started the show with is black. My other best friend is Mexican. It's like
Yeah.
when it comes down to it, I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I don't either. But I know
But
people. I told you when we did the show, people would care about that, and that's why I feel like the show would be a lot powerful because all of us can come together and talk about stuff like this easily. Like it's not like, oh my gosh, like you can't say this, you can't say that. We're like open with each other.
right, yeah, and it's like I don't know. When I just think about okay, the adversity, the struggle, and things like that that um, our ancestors went through. And I'm not saying that like, oh, being white throughout all of history was perfect and easy, because it definitely wasn't. And there's certain challenges, and nobody likes to hear that. Oh yeah, white people struggle too, or there were white slaves in America when the Irish came and shit like that, like indentured servants and shit. It's like a lot of people don't want to hear all that because they want to focus in on like the more brutal and harsh treatment of African slaves, and nobody is denying that, you
Yeah.
know. But when it comes down to it, it's like everybody in the past struggled. It was fucking way hard, dude. When was the last time? Like, and not to say that this doesn't happen in modern times, but it's like, man, when was the last time that you just didn't eat because you like zero food around you?
Yeah.
Like, dude, you can go outside. Like, dude, if you're fucking hungry, you can go outside and you can walk around to some little like neighborhood or something like that. Um, borrow like, hey, do you got a lawnmower I can use for the day?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, fucking pay them for the lawnmower. Be like, hey, I'll give you $50 to borrow your lawnmower for the day, and then go and cut like uh, a couple of yards and make $100. Pay the guy his 50 for borrowing the lawnmower, and then now you got $50. Like it is so like you just got to go want it. You got to go
Yeah.
do it. You know, it's like that would actually be a very interesting video series. Like start off with $0 and just be like, hey, we're gonna make $200 today, you know, and then just film it. Like, hey, I'm gonna go.
Somebody had
I'm
to.
gonna go over here. Yeah, it's like, all right, I'm gonna show you how to make $200 in a day. And then just go and film yourself getting a lawnmower from a neighbor, She'd be like, "Hey, can I pay you $50 and borrow your lawnmower?" And then you give them your cell phone number and your fucking address so they can come and like just to, so like some collateral, like, "Hey, this is where I live. You can come find me."
Yeah.
Um, if I don't bring your lawnmower back, obviously, then I stole it. But here's like, take a take a picture of my fucking whatever. Um, and then borrow the lawnmower, go cut like 8 yards, 4 or 5 yards that day, weed eat them. Just literally walk up in houses with shitty yards and be like, "Not, not, not," you know.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, can I cut your grass for $25? It's like I'll do it right now.
Yeah.
And then boom, line up like 2 or 3 people, make $75, pay him his 50. Boom, you got $25 to eat today.
Yeah.
Like that shit did not exist. Like you would be doing way harder shit
Back then, you would
than
probably get
cutting
shot.
some grass,
You get shot.
dude. You'd be like,
No, I said if you was
you
my
would.
race back then, you would get shot. It's not funny at all, but they were like, "Can I get your grass?" I'm about to cut your ass.
Slackers.
Yeah.
But fucking no, for like that's dude, you'd be like shoveling horse shit in a stable
Yeah.
200 years ago for like 25 cents a day.
Yeah.
Way harder work
Yeah, that's
for way
crazy. The
less money.
dollar, like, I feel like the dollar was so much value back then because I was
Yeah,
looking at the richest people throughout, like, in the United States throughout time. Like, I forgot who it was, like Rockefeller and all these other
yeah,
people. Yo, they like $1 million was a lot of money back then. Nowadays, even though it's still a lot, back then it was a lot of money. So I told you you could buy like a house for how much you can buy a car. Like at $10,000, you can buy a big house back then.
yeah. Oh man, my dad was born in 1952.
Yeah.
So when he was like, dude, when I was 18, I could go to the car lot, get like, so 18, that'd be 1970. He goes, dude, I can go to the car lot, get a brand new 1970 fucking what name it, coupe, fucking Corvette. You can get a fucking Mustang,
Yeah.
a Roadrunner. You can get like that, dude, off the lot, brand fucking new, big V8 engine in it. Hammy, squeal the fucking tires, leaving the like burn rubber, leaving the fucking parking lot. How badass and muscle the car was for like $4,000,
Yeah.
brand spanking new,
Yeah.
off the lot. Can you imagine, dude? I would go buy 4 cars right now with that.
Dang. Yeah, you could buy
Seriously,
the car for 4,000 and the house for like 10,000. That's freaking insane to think about. Yeah.
yeah. And guess what? Somebody on TikTok, they were like, "Oh yeah, we used to minimum wage was so low back then." Dude, back then when the fucking dollar was really good, they showed a newspaper clipping of some warehouse work for like $13 an hour. And
Dang.
it was like an old ass newspaper from like 1960. It's like, dude, you're making $13 an hour, and you can buy a fucking car for $4,000.
Ooh. Yeah.
Dude, my house would be paid off. I would have 2 cars. Like,
Yeah.
I'd have a motorcycle too. Like, let's go back to the gold standard, dude. Man, I can't wait to get a fucking motorcycle. But no, like, just kind of thinking about it, it's like, man, the ancestors, everybody struggled in the past. It was hard for fucking everybody.
And I'm saying like
Just to,
they paid the way, and it's like,
yeah,
what are we
they made it
doing?
easy for
And
us.
it's like a lot of people, like I said, a lot of black people in general, we try so hard for stuff not to go back to that way. How racist and stuff it was, segregation, slave, all that stuff. But we promote it more nowadays than anybody else. It's like we
Yeah.
keep it alive even though we don't want it. And I hate that with a
Oh, yeah.
passion. I hear this stuff all the time, and it's like, I understand we struggle, I get it, but it doesn't have to be like that. I understand situations, people are still racist, but you don't have to
Yeah.
let that, like you said, be the excuse for everything. It's still your mindset, it's still what you do, and sometimes you just have to not focus on that. And it seems like nowadays that's what all people want to focus on. Oh, race,
Right.
race, race, and then instead of focus on yourself and focus on what you need to do.
Yeah. Because, like, even Tatiana talks about that. It's like, dude, if a white person walks up to the door and opens up the door and then doesn't hold it for you, it's not racist. Maybe that guy's just an asshole,
Yeah,
you know? But if two people are interviewing for a position and da 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 da, and then it's like it's kind of obvious that you're way more qualified than the other person, and then the other person gets the job. It's just kind of like, okay, maybe there's something here. Depending on who the hiring manager is, things like that, right? Maybe there's something there. It's a possibility. But then you got to look around at other people in the company because um, I'll say this: it was kind of funny because at a meeting where okay, so at the time I was lead, and I look around, and then it's like there's like me and one other person are the only two white leads. Everybody else is like different stuff, like black, Hispanic, stuff like that. Then the next level up, you look at all the supervisors. All of them were either black or Hispanic or not white.
yeah,
Right? There's one white supervisor. And then above that, it's like you look at the managers.
yeah,
Only one of them's white. The other two are black and mixed. Then
yeah,
you look at the head of the building. He's a black guy. So every like most of the people above me were black.
yeah,
Like 80% of them, right? And then I get hired, and it's like, oh, it's because he's white. It's like, what? So the black guy hired me because I'm white? How about fucking talk to him for why he hired me? Like, why did I get promoted? It like,
yeah,
if it was a race thing, why did I get promoted? I guarantee you, like, I'm one of the few white people that applied.
yeah.
It's kind of goofy.
I get
And
that a lot, especially like I said, when we was driving down there, we heard a lot of different radio stations. The country station, you know, especially when you're in North Carolina, they gonna be saying stuff that you're not used to on a different type of station. And my dad, we start listening in, and he start talking about Republican, Democrat, and stuff like that. And then hearing it from a different point of view than you're not used to, I'm listening to everything the dude's saying, and I'm like, well, he's right. And my dad's like, oh no, why they gotta talk about this? And I'm looking like, well, dad, on the other channel they talk about this, and it's like you can't say for your channel, like say on our channel, I can say our channel, but just say on one channel they saying something and you agree with everything. Just because they say on another thing, you can't be like, oh well, why are they talking about that? They're talking about the same thing on another channel. It is not what you're used to. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So it's like
yeah,
it has to be a point of view from both sides. Otherwise, it's completely bullcrap. You see what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah. It's like the check and balance. Like you gotta hear both sides.
yeah,
You gotta hear the different perspectives. It's like I listen to what um, I am more of a logical thinker than an emotional thinker. So it's
yeah,
like when you look at the two sides, Democratic, Republican, it's like Republicans are more of the logical side, Democrats are more of the emotional side.
yeah.
Um,
I agree with that 100%.
yeah, it's fact. Like, yeah. So when listening to it, it's like, oh well, it's like you can't say that because of how I feel. It's like, well, guess what? You saying what you're saying makes me feel like this, but I'm not. You don't see me throwing it in your face.
Yeah,
Like that's what I think is funny. It's like if you argue with facts, you can say like, "No, you're wrong,"
yeah,
because whether I believe it or not, this is what's true.
yeah,
But when you're arguing with emotion, everything can be true just because you feel that way, which is like why I don't understand like that perspective, where it's just like, okay, just because I feel like this, um, because guess what? Because guess what? Let's say just if we're going off the emotional side and logical side. So let's say it's like, okay, as a like say this white person over here hates this person because they're black, right? Would you say that's wrong?
yeah,
Yeah. So logically, I would disagree with the white person because that's wrong. Like you hate somebody for something that they can't change based off of something that's like totally irrelevant. Melanin in your fucking skin. It's completely irrelevant, doesn't really mean anything, you know?
yeah,
But you're looking at, okay, this person is judging this other person because of that. So, yes, I would agree. Wrong. All right? Logically, factually, I can say wrong. Emotionally, the black person could say, oh, I feel like this person is racist because they're doing this, 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 and this. So I hate that person. I don't like white people, or I don't like this person because of how they're treating me. Right?
Yeah.
I could agree with that because they're getting treated unfairly, and they don't like that person because of the way they feel. They're getting treated unfairly. Perfect. I can agree with that. Then you can go to the white person, and then it's like, okay, cancel this. Like people would say, cancel this person. I would agree to cancel that person because they are, like, logically, what they're judging the person off of is wrong. But to that person, if we're going off of feelings, they could be like, oh, well, I feel black people are just blah, 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 this. Like, from my own personal experience, you can't tell me how I feel because of the basis of what's happened in my family and how I feel about things. It's like, if you're going from a feelings, emotional argument, both have to be listened to.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's like,
That's what
which, it,
Elon Musk was talking about too.
yeah, it's like, you have to at least listen to both sides if we're basing it off of how they feel. And if this person feels like the person is racist, this person feels like they're not being racist, who do you believe?
And that's the argument that the whole campaign was about. It was more one-sided than I've ever seen any freaking campaign ever.
Yeah,
And it's the fact that instead of having your own mind, you're being thought for. You know what I'm saying? Like you're already
yeah.
they're telling you how to
People are
think.
thinking for you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that was the main thing. And I seen that. I told you I've always just like, okay, cool. This was the first time I've ever seen and then like open my eyes like, dang, they really telling you how to think. Like
yeah,
I've never seen it like that ever. So it's like I woke up to that fact. And I even told my dad, I was like, you know, you may say, oh yeah, Democrat is Republican that. But I was like, Dad, it goes both sides throughout history. You know what I'm saying? Republicans basically freed the slaves. The Democratic Party created the Klan. The Democrat actually in it, what segregation. So it's like it goes both ways. You just can't say, oh, one side is just fully evil, this side is not. It's like both
yeah,
sides had a time in history, and it just like instead of just thinking about the side, just thinking about what the person actually saying. Go for the person. Go for like if somebody's like, oh yeah, all these people are gonna die, but I'm not a racist person. You know what I'm saying? Like they think the racist part is the all be all. Like you can say whatever
yeah,
you want.
yeah. So in the example that I'm giving, it's like, okay, the white person doesn't feel like they're being racist because, oh, this is the how the person approached me. This is this. This is this. This and this. So they have a feeling based off of not skin color.
Yeah,
But it's just like, oh, based off of my experience with the person, this is why I don't like them. But then the black person feels like it's racist because I'm black. It's like, okay, well, this person feels like they're not being racist. You feel like they're being racist.
yeah,
So
and that's what I was trying to
technically, you
say.
have to listen to both sides. You have to listen to both sides because it's like, it's an emotional based argument.
Yeah,
Now, if the person was like, I don't like you because you're black,
yeah,
that's a very cut and dry logical argument. It's not based off of emotion. That's not based off of how you feel or that pissed me off or that's racist. Like, you're treating me unfairly. It's like, that's not based off of an emotional argument. If somebody's being racist, they're being racist, yes or no.
yeah. And
It's
racist
like,
people will tell you they're being racist for the most part. They'll be like, yeah, I don't like
yeah,
you. You know what I'm saying? They'll say them to
yeah, right. But it's like, that's so few and far between. Like, I tell a story where it's like I was at Olive Garden where it's like, okay, there's these two black ladies who are sitting down. This black dude's like opening up the door, walking in, and then he just holds the door real quick for like these older white ladies that are just like, having a good time, fucking drinking a little bit, walking outside. And then, dude, he walks in like no big deal. He walks in, he's just like places his little thing. He sits down, he's like on his phone, like
Yeah,
doesn't even look like he thought about it.
yeah.
And then the two black, did those ladies say thank you when you held the door? And he's like, oh yeah, I like to call that white privilege. How's that white privilege when you held the door for them? How? What privilege did they get for being white? Would you have not held the door if they were black?
Was the guy
Would you have
joking or
been,
he was serious?
dude? He was like, oh yeah, I like to call that white privilege. And I'm like, dude, I watched that whole thing. I looked at Tatiana like, how the fuck did being white have anything to do with getting a special treatment? Like, because in my mind, I'm like, sir, excuse me, Mr. Black Guy, did you hold the door for them only because they're
But
white?
don't say it like that. Excuse me, Mr. Black.
Excuse me, Mr. Black Guy,
No,
did you only hold the door for them because they're white? Would you have not held the door for them if they were black? Did they get special treatment from you for being white? Maybe that's something that you need to deal with.
Yeah.
That was so baffling to me. Where I'm like, what did being white have to do with that?
I would have did it just because they were lady and probably because they were old.
Right. Or if like just to not perpetuate like or this where it goes back to the mindset because if let's say I was that guy and I was a black dude, I held the door and thinking the same thing like, "Oh yeah, they're ladies, they're older, whatever. I don't care." Cuz when it comes to generosity and gratitude and giving,
Yeah.
you're not giving something if you're expecting something in return. That's a transaction. If
Yeah.
you're giving something or and you expect nothing in return, that's you truly being generous. So if I'm holding the door for something, they don't say thank you. I don't give a shit,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm holding the door because I know it's the polite thing to do.
Yeah.
So I come if I came in and I sat down and I did my little thing, and then two black ladies, I'm a black guy. Two black ladies said something to me like, "Oh, did they say thank you?" Like whatever. I would have been like, I was like, "Oh yeah, it's no big deal. I was just being nice."
Yeah.
It's like, "Yeah, it's no big deal. I was just being nice." They were having a good time. I would literally shut down like all racist conversations.
Yeah.
Like, and again,
I do that a
that's me
lot
as a
too, by the
white
way.
person. Yeah, but that's me as a white person talking because I will never know the other experience. But man, it's funny when someone made a joke like this. They were like, some comedian. He goes, "Dude, sometimes a what like you're not racist, but like another white person will come up, and it's very odd that some people will just openly be racist. But it's like when another white person comes up to you and they say some racist shit, it's like a double-edged sword where it's like, ooh, this guy's a piece of shit. But
Yeah.
then it's also like, oh, they trust me.
Yeah.
They trust me. They trust me so much they feel like they can say that. It's like funny because so, I will say this: some people at work, because I work with my sister-in-law. So Tatiana's sister works there with me, and she's black, obviously. So it's like a lot of people will randomly come up to her and be like, "Man, James, da 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 da, man, fuck him or whatever." Like they'll say some like shit, and then she's just like, "Okay." It's like, "Wow, I can see that," you
Yeah.
know. And then she comes and tells me everybody that fucking hates me. So it's so funny because she's like, "Oh yeah, this person, that person, like they said this, they said that," and it's just so fucking funny because
Yeah.
nobody assumes that we're related. Like whenever I tell people, I'm like, "Oh yeah, my sister-in-law works up here," they're like, "Ooh, is it such and such?" And they point out some white girl, and I'm like, "No, you'll never guess who it is. You'll never guess." It's just like, it's so funny because like all the time people she tells me like, oh, this person like came up and said this to me, and I'm just laughing like they don't know that's my brother-in-law. Like, so funny.
Yeah.
It's so fucking funny. But like, I don't know, man. All that shit, like, that's crazy. Thinking about, okay, what ancestors went through, what people are going through on a daily basis, and it really just solidifies in my mind like, oh, it's the way we think, you know.
Yeah.
You got to the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If you're thinking the same and your actions are the same, your habits are the same, you're gonna get the same result and then wonder why the world fucking hates you. It's like, dude, change your habits, change your mindset, change your
Yeah.
direction.
And that's exactly what I had to do a long time ago. Like I told you, when I was down, I was out. I felt like I was in a loop. I was like, dang, I'm always be like this. And then I changed my mindset, and it got better.
Mm-hmm.
Like even now, like I told you, I feel like I'm in a better place than ever. Like I feel so freaking good. I feel empowered. I feel like told you, like I got the biggest sign confirmation I've ever got going
Yeah.
down there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I told you like that when I heard those words and I seen the pictures driving through the land, my dad was like, "Oh yeah, this person used to stay here. This was our old store, like family store. This was the big house." It sounds funny saying the big house. No, guys, it wasn't that type of big house, but it was like this was the
Like
house.
jail?
Like this was
This is
like
our big house.
this was the family.
We own the jail around here.
So it was like it was just seeing like the landmarks, seeing the grave site, hearing
Mm-hmm.
about the family. It was like okay, cool. I'm hearing all of this for a reason. And how I was already thinking before I even went down there, and them saying it out loud, it's like, yeah, I'm probably about to be like my family's first millionaire for sure.
Hmm.
And I'm saying that like
Nice.
confidently, like it's like I well, it would be nice if somebody else do it before me, but I feel like I've been put in position to do that, to be able to do that. I've learned what I need to learn about my family. I have that drive, and like you said, going through the struggle makes you more hungry. A lot of people
Hmm.
nowadays aren't hungry. They may be like, "Oh yeah, I
No.
want it." They try to get the easy way out, but when you're hungry, you don't necessarily look for the easy way. You look for a way, not just the easy way, but a way you can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like I feel it and I see it and I manifest it, and it's like I'm on a different level. And like I said, a wrestling term. There's a wrestler. You know, he talks about a bloodline, his family, his history. Shout out to Roman Reigns, and one of his shirts says God mode, and the acronym for that is not obviously oh I'm God. It's like greatness on a different level, and I love that so much because that's how I feel like I'm about to be on the greatness on a different level
Yeah.
than my family has had. And with
Hmm.
all of this, I'm not focusing on, oh, the white man's holding me down, none of that stuff. I'm focusing on myself. I'm focusing on my mindset. I'm making myself a better person. I'm not looking at distractions. I know there are distractions, and I can see why people be distracted by it. But I know what I'm striving towards. I'm not about to go backwards. I'm going forward because that helps me.
Hmm.
No, I know where I came from. I know where my family's history is now, and I'm not about to tarnish that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am in my mind right now.
Right. That's what's the fuck is up, man. Because, like, dude, claim it.
Yeah,
It's yours.
I feel it, man. That's why I freaking was bawling my eyes out because I'm like, oh my gosh, it's freaking happening. Like it felt like at
Yeah.
that moment I was like, it was already there. Like I was gonna check my phone and it was there instantly. Like for real.
Yeah.
So it was like, man,
Dude.
it felt so
Dude,
freaking good,
I'm
dude.
getting kind of goosebumps you talking about that.
Yeah, because I feel it, dude. Like I'm telling you, like just seeing like those stuff and like my dad he was like oh yeah record on video and just seeing like everybody like the schools that was there the schools that's not there the houses seeing all those family coming together from people I haven't even met or have met and just being in that moment it just felt like the next time we come together it's going to be in my house. I don't know if
Mm.
it's going to be no damn 90 acres but it's like the fact that it's like we can come together and it's gonna be my house and I can be like, you know what, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Stop focusing on the wrong things. I know
Yeah.
other families older and stuff like that, and I understand a different generation, but that's not what it's about. That's not what it
Right.
was
Yeah.
about. It's about uplifting each other and focusing on yourself and being a better person for yourself. Stop looking
Hmm.
at the negative and look at the positive. And
Right.
that's what I tried to spread that message because you know down there, oh this that. Because when we was down there, they was talking about the January 6th stuff, and I was just like, man, turn this stuff off, bro. Let's talk about family. You know what I'm saying? Like, start
Yeah.
doing stuff like focus on
It's
the.
like they're talking about January 6th. Oh, where all of the Republicans hated what the government was doing and went and talked to the government.
Yeah, and they were trying to say,
Yeah.
oh, it was, you know what I'm
And
saying?
and you know what's funny?
Yeah,
They're talking. Okay, they a lot of people want to talk about like oh how oh it was like a terroristic attack on the government when the people that died were on the attacking side,
yeah.
like the cop or whatever that was like it was one of the fucking Secret Service members that killed her. I think wasn't that?
I'm not sure about it. I tried to
Yeah.
stay away from it, to be honest.
Yeah. What I'm saying is like, but the burning down of entire neighborhoods
Yeah, I
from
talked about that
BLM.
too.
Yeah. You know what's fucking crazy about that? Um, like you had black business owners getting their fucking businesses burnt down,
Yeah,
and in a lot of businesses, the person that's running the business doesn't own the building; they're leasing from
yeah,
the owner of the building. And guess what? The owner of the building probably has outrageous insurance claims, like or insurance policies on those buildings. So I would say there's a pretty good chance that a white person owned the building that the black person was running their business out of. So guess what? All you did was hurt the black community because you burned down this business. So this black person is now has nothing that they were building. They had this business they were building up and a brand they were trying to build up. You destroyed it, and the white person profited because they just took out an insurance claim like, oh, my building was burned down, and then boom, the insurance company paid them. All you did was make white people richer,
Yeah.
and all you did was hurt the black community.
Your own community, by the way.
Yeah. You know that store that you liked going to shop because your fucking friend was over there? Guess what? That store doesn't exist anymore because your whole like whoever the fuck did burned it down.
Yeah, that literally. That's I told
Yeah,
you. Even Tyler Perry said that in his own movie. Why would you burn your own community down? It makes no sense. You're living
right.
there, like probably still now, and you just hurt your own community.
Yeah. So there's that, and then it's like people want to talk about like, oh, it was a terroristic attack, the January 6th thing. It's like, dude, when the fucking if well, let's just say if it was Republicans, when the Republicans had an issue with the way the fucking Congress and the government was running, we went to the government and said, "Fuck you." What? Where's the problem? Like that's like if a guy fucks your girlfriend and then you go over to your neighbor's house and beat the shit out of that guy who wasn't even involved.
Yeah,
And then, dude, the guy that fucked your girlfriend is still walking around totally fine.
yeah.
Whereas the other example is like the guy fucked your girlfriend, you went and kicked his ass.
You
What makes
said
sense?
your
What
neighbor's
would you
stuff.
do?
That's
Huh?
just weird. I
You
like,
just start beat up your neighbor?
oh man.
Like, no, for real. That's what it's like. It's like, okay, this person did you wrong. So this person right here, this entity, boom, right here, did you wrong. And then you go beat this guy's ass. Whereas in the other example, this person did you wrong, so you beat their ass. What's the fucking difference?
Yeah. And I even
Doesn't make
said this
sense.
example, like I told people, I told you in my video, if the same thing, like when it happened, well, dang, I forgot his name already. George Floyd, right?
Uh huh.
If black people would have did that same thing to the Capitol, and
Uh
somebody
huh.
would have got killed, they would have been like, "Oh my gosh, the white people killed the black people." Because I told people that they would have said that. It wouldn't have been like, "Oh, it was no terrorist attack." They would have said, "Oh, the white people tried to kill the black people." It wouldn't have been.
Guess what?
It wouldn't have been like that. Yeah.
And guess what?
Well.
Somebody who would say that doesn't know their history because in the 60s and 70s, I can't remember the exact decade, the Black Panthers went to the fucking Capitol and were standing on the doorstep with AK-47s. There's literally pictures of it. I don't know if they had AK-47s, but they had guns.
Yeah.
Like, but they're standing there, literally Black Panthers on the fucking Capitol building or some government building in Washington, D.C. with guns because they went and fucking said their mind to the fucking government.
Yeah.
And guess who didn't get blasted immediately?
Yeah.
So anybody who's having that fucking mindset, dude, if you watch videos from January 6th, they're like walking around like
Yeah.
it's a fucking
It
war.
looks stupid. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
nobody, dude.
Like-
And then you had people, and this is, dude, I'm telling you, there were people in Black Lives Matter protests that were paid to go burn buildings down
yeah.
by the Democrats
Yeah.
to make it to okay, let's go. Because, dude, man, let's say this because it's so easy. And think about this. I'm not saying I would do this. I'm not saying somebody did do this, but how easy it would be. Let's say you got $1 million insurance policy on your building and somebody has a business and a Black Lives Matter thing goes in there. Dude, I'd pay somebody 10 grand. Hey, go and burn this fucking building down if it's my building to do the insurance claim. Don't tell me somebody didn't do that. I almost can guarantee somebody did that in all of the fucking protests and riots and the ones that because it's mostly peaceful. The ones that weren't peaceful.
Yeah.
Let's say, dude, if I had a building and I had like insurance policies on the whole building, fuck it. I would be like, hey, yo, I'll pay you 10 grand. Go burn this whole fucking building down. And
Ooh.
then do the claim $100,000. Why wouldn't somebody do that?
That's a different
There
subject
was,
that I don't want to talk about, but I've heard something like that before.
but I'm saying it like insurance fraud. People do it all the fucking time. And how easy would it be to put out an insurance claim when there's a Black Lives Matter or any fucking protest or riot from like sporting events? You know how like people go out and
Yeah.
they win the Super Bowl, they go out and trash the fucking city. It's like, why wouldn't you? It'd be so easy.
Hey, the smart people know exactly the reference that I'm talking about, and y'all know
Right.
exactly what building I'm talking about. But I ain't gonna get into that because that's some
Right.
mess. But
And what I'm saying is, there were people that were paid again from the Democratic Party on January 6th.
yeah,
There were people that, um, when uh, they were up at the door and they were knocking on the door, they were kind of standing there chanting stuff like that. Someone gets up with a crowbar and starts breaking the window.
yeah,
And you see people in like MAGA hats and shit like that, like stopping the guy, like, "Hey man, we're not here to trash the place, you fucker. We're here to talk to the people," you know.
yeah.
And you can literally see the guy stop, like one of the dudes, the Republican dudes, stop the guy from destroying the building.
And what's crazy with the media nowadays, you can easily, like you said, send people to do something and claim that it's something else. Like you could
Right.
be like, oh yeah, like you can send a whole bunch of Democrats or Secret Service. You can do anybody and just say, oh yeah, just wear this, be a part of it, so we can have a story or something. Like it's so easy to do
Yeah.
that.
Especially when you got like a crowd of people,
Yeah, just
It's like,
be like, yeah, go start some shit, and then we can blame
yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah, and we can blame it
Like
on
with
them.
the cuz okay, let's say that the BLM protests were in fact mostly peaceful. Um you somebody could easily have somebody go in there and, like, just for the story, just to give even the Republican side the viewpoint that the Black Lives Matter protests are violent, pay people to go in there and
Yeah,
I'm not saying that the Republicans are doing this or the Democrats are doing this. What I'm saying is, there were people that were paid to go in there and amplify
yeah.
the the situation.
Because
And
guess
dude,
what?
I'm
It goes more to the emotional side. If you see something burning, then you will be more emotional and be like, "Oh hell yeah, we got to stand up against this." It's all the president's fault. Even though I told y'all Obama had the most shootings while he was president than Trump did. Freddie Gray, all that other stuff, all of that stuff. But
see, but
nobody
it
blamed
wasn't
the
like that.
president for them. That's why I keep trying to tell you. It's so easy to just paint the narrative. Nobody said it was Obama's fault when those people got killed. So why are you saying it now?
Right.
Before it was just like, oh, we got to get better in our society. That was the main thing. Now it's just all the president's fault. And then
Right.
now they eat all this bull crap with the inflation, which was they say is the worst in 40 years, with
Yeah.
um the gas prices, with the economy. Nobody is blaming the president except for the people. All the news is not saying nothing. Oh yeah, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get fine. We have to
Yeah.
focus on climate change. Like, come on now.
Man, fuck all that, dude. For real. Oh, and also, guess what? Anybody who thinks global warming is real, you're a fucking dumbass. You know why? Because when you look at the global temperature, like the temperature of the globe that scientists pull, all they did was lower the standard. So if the globe was, let's say, 80 degrees or whatever the fucking temperature of the globe is like 80.5 degrees.
Yeah,
The old standard used to be 81 degrees, right?
yeah.
So then they just lowered the standard to 80 degrees. So now it's point 0.5 degrees higher than the global standard. Oh god, the globe's heating up. All they did was lower the benchmark.
And
That's all they
guys,
did.
well, I'm gonna
And it's
say
a
this
lie.
without saying stuff. You guys underestimate the type of powers that certain governments have. I'll say it just like that. That's all I'm gonna say
Yeah.
because I ain't trying to get whitelisted or blacklisted. But I feel like you guys underestimate that stuff. The world is
Yeah.
changing every single day. I can
Yeah.
just say that.
And I'll tell you this as well, just to kind of add on to that. It's like sure, I like NASA,
Yeah,
right? But this is what's funny. So there's people that believe that the moon landing was faked. There's people that believe that NASA's hiding information about aliens from us, right? There's people that believe that NASA, NASA's a government agency, and it's also widely under budgeted. Like it's like 0.5% of the government spending goes to NASA. It's like fucking nothing in comparison to the government spending budget. And then like you have people that want to just believe everything NASA says, where it's just like, oh my god, the fucking polar caps are melting, when you can literally look and see where it's like, okay, it's melting on this side, but it's freezing faster on the other side. This side's just closer to the fucking sun because of the tilt, you dumbass. And guess what? In the wintertime, that like, oh my god, the fucking poles experience like 60 days of daylight because of the tilt towards the fucking sun.
Yeah.
And then the other time it's like 30 days of darkness, or 60 days of darkness or some
Dang,
shit,
that's
where it
nuts.
starts freezing, where it starts freezing again. You know,
Yeah.
it's like I don't get it. And then the flat Earth people fucking piss me off too. It's just like, okay, explain the Earth's tilt.
That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. It's easy
Yeah,
to be persuaded, especially if
yeah,
it's only one way to be persuaded. Like if there's no other thought process, or there's no other this way to think, then you would think that's what it is.
yeah.
And there's literally a term for this. There's literally like a government term for this. And I'm not gonna talk about it. Judge me. I'm a very
Okay.
informal person, but I'm just letting
Man,
you
we have
know.
to talk about this off the air then.
I'm just letting you know it's easy for somebody to be like, oh yeah, this is it. If they can literally cancel anybody if they wanted to.
Yeah. Oh
Anybody.
yeah.
If something if they did something, anybody get canceled.
Yeah, but
Like
it can't cancel Andrew Tate,
I'm just saying, like people talk about global warming. Like I said, there's powers that people don't talk about.
dude.
It's
Yeah,
easy.
I knew you joined,
It's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's easy to be like, oh yeah, it's global warming. I can't like that's all I'm gonna
dude.
say.
There was another video that I saw where they were talking about Time magazine covers for like the last like 30 years, and it's like every couple of years it was like the Earth's heating up, the Earth's freezing, the Earth's heating up.
Yeah.
They used to talk about snowball Earth. They used to like this is like 20 years ago. You mean to tell me that we fucked the planet in 20 years? Come the fuck on. Come the fuck on.
Like I said, there's stuff that we
Okay.
don't know. But like I said, people can be like, oh yeah, this is what it is when it can be something completely else. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. That's all I'm trying to tell you. They can be like, oh, this is
Oh
that,
yeah.
this is that, but it's something else. So yeah,
Right. Like that's what I think is funny when you're having maybe a political conversation with somebody and they want to say like, "Oh, well, you can easily find online something that can just support your
no,
side." No, no, no. Where it's like you can find something online to support your side, right? And then it's like, but they want to act like their side is the truth and that the shit I'm reading is bullshit. But it's like, dude, I can say the same exact thing for you.
yeah,
Like, what? How do you know that what you're reading is so fucking true?
yeah,
And what I'm reading is fake. I could say the same about you. What you're reading is fake, and what I'm reading is true. It's like that's not how a smart conversation is held.
and what's crazy, you can tell whose side somebody's on by how you read it. Like I remember when they was talking about Trump's platinum plan, and they was like, "This is Trump's way to woo over the African community, the African American community." And when you
Yeah,
say some stuff like that, it's like, what do you
he's only
mean?
doing it just to get the vote, right? That's what it
Yeah,
makes it sound like.
yeah. And the whole Juneteenth being a holiday was his idea, by the way. If y'all didn't know that, it was Trump's ideas first.
Oh, to make it a national. Is that true?
Yeah,
I didn't know. I thought it's been around for longer.
remember Biden the one was that did it, but it was Trump's idea. As far as he brought it up publicly, it probably was around back then, but nobody did it. But I'm saying he was the one that did it publicly to say he
Oh,
was gonna do it.
Juneteenth becomes federal holiday.
But Biden
June 17th, 2021. Juneteenth becomes a federal holiday.
and Biden didn't. But
Yeah.
obviously he's
What
president
you
now.
need to know. At the same time,
I don't know if they're gonna put that in there, but I read that
no,
the
they
other day.
won't. No, because the number one thing it shows like two pictures of Biden, and it says the number one thing. It's the Juneteenth becomes a federal holiday by Meg Wagner and all the other people. Updated on June 17th, 2021. What you need to know: President Biden signed a bill to establish Juneteenth as a federal holiday commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. Right. So
So yeah,
It's immediately made out to be a plus for Biden. But I mean, people do that all the time.
but
Like Bill Clinton had an agreement with the fucking um, Saddam Hussein or Osama bin Laden to not blow up the World Trade Center until after he was out of office. Anyway, so they do that shit all the time.
and that's what I was talking about. It's easy to say one thing and then it's completely something else. So
Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. That's like some fucking conspiracy theory shit. But I haven't done any research on it.
and that goes back to what I said about when you talk about insurance policy. Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Dudes
Oh
got
yeah,
so
like
much money off of that. By the way,
oh yeah, dude, like somebody yeah, the person who owned the building.
and what
Yeah.
was crazy, what was so crazy about that, Trump said he was thinking about buying those buildings, and he was like, "No, I'm not gonna do it."
Yeah.
So he actually would have
I
been
mean that
richer. It would have been crazy. People would have went crazy about that. They would have probably put that in the whole campaign. He would have been richer than what he was now, which is sad
yeah.
to think about on such a terrible day. But
Yeah.
it's crazy how that dude that owned that building wasn't even in that New York that day. His whole family was gone. But like I said, that's a whole different story.
That's a whole different story, man.
But that's all I'm just saying. Just be careful what you listen to. Be careful what you read because somebody can make it sound so truthful when it's not. They can
Yeah.
say it's
And
one
th-
thing and it could be something else.
and here's another thing, man, like I would encourage people to learn about body language and reading people.
Yes.
Cuz cuz you can tell so much just by paying attention to how somebody moves their hands or stands or kind of if they're like, oh yeah, I mean it's kind of like this, and then they're kind of fidgety. It's like you could just tell if they're bullshitting or not. Like
Yeah.
human beings have spent millions of years, or hundreds of thousands of years at least, developing a bullshit detector.
Yeah.
Like if you're talking to the person next to you and they look like they are full of shit, and you're just like, I don't trust that person. Like don't listen to what other people are telling you or don't listen to what people are telling you about someone else. Listen to how they're talking because
Yeah.
how they're talking
I
is
agree.
going to because how they're talking is going to tell you how they are going to talk about you.
Yeah.
Like if all you hear from the media is fuck this dude, fuck this dude, fuck this dude, guess what? When the cameras are off, they're like fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Yeah.
But if somebody's like, "Hey man, these people are calling people out for some bullshit," like they are lying, right?
Yeah.
And they're not saying it's like, man, these guys, they're just like I could give an example of somebody that I know that doesn't like me, right? Just slanders my name, talks about me behind my back, but to my face, they're like the nicest person, and I know for a fact that they don't like me. But I don't let it change the way I talk to them. Like if they're being nice to me to my face, I'm nice to them to their face. But
Yeah.
I just know, like
Yeah.
that's as far as it goes, you know. But it's one of those things where it's like guys, pay attention to the way people talk, not what they're saying.
Yeah.
Because what they're saying, everybody. Here's the thing: if you feel like the other side is biased and they're saying bullshit just to support their own narrative, then you have to agree and understand that yes, my side is also saying bullshit to support my side.
Yeah.
That supports the narrative. You cannot have a logical brain, or you cannot think that you are the only person with the right answer.
Yeah.
There's 7 billion people on the planet. You're wrong most of the time. Sometimes you're right.
Yeah.
And you got to understand that. Like me, I believe that. Like, I don't think that my side is perfect. I don't think that my viewpoints are perfect. I'm totally open for somebody challenging me on my viewpoints to kind of. And if you can say something that really makes me go, huh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Dude, you have me. Like like I will definitely switch up the way I'm thinking about things because that is a logical thought. But if you're coming to me just like, "Oh, this is the way I feel," I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
Like if we're going like if I can let you have the moment to talk and say, "Oh, this is the way I feel. This is bullshit," and listen to it. then you have to be able to give me the same respect of listen to the way I feel. If we're going off of feelings.
Yeah.
Now, if you're going off of like raw data, and again, data and statistics can be manipulated to tell you anything. That's very true. However, if you're going off of like you can tell when somebody's going off of a logical argument or an emotional argument.
Yeah.
It's so
I've
easy
said
to
that
tell.
plenty of times. Like most people emotionally lash out. They don't even like think. They just be like, "Oh no, that's not it." Like, what are you talking about? Just talk to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, it's like just why like dude, relax. I'm not attacking you right now. But
Yeah.
they feel it.
Yeah.
That's how they feel. So I got to fucking hit you with some fucking feelings.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, bro. But no, like not to go like too political. I know we did and too into the weeds on a bunch of stuff, but when it comes down to it, man, everybody experiences hardship. Like I actually just had a conversation with somebody at work the other day where it's like he's a black dude. I just recently got on his level as far as like position,
Yeah.
and we were talking, and he's like, I said something about reading books and this book and stuff like that, and then he's like, wow, really? You don't really find too many people that reads books like that. So it's like, I gotta ask you, like, why are you here? You know, basically he was saying something like, oh, I think your internet cut out.
Huh?
Drill, you still there?
Yeah, I'm there. You hear me?
Oh, it's saying my connection is unstable. Can you hear me?
Unskilled. Yeah, I can hear you.
Unscaled. But so with the what he was saying, it's like he was like, "Why are you here?" Like saying like, "Okay, I'm obviously educated, things like that." So I go, "Well, this happened. I quit my job, had no plan, lived off my 401k, struggled, was digging coins out of the trash can to not get a fucking overdraft fee on my bank account. Like really just like
Dang. Yeah, that's tough.
was eating rice and fucking beans all the time because like we were just like struggle mode right then. And he goes, I know they say don't judge a book by its cover, but James, I thought you were a fucking asshole when I first met you. And I'm like, yeah, I get that a lot. And then people talk to me and realize that I'm just genuine actually,
Yeah.
and I'm
A
not like
genuine
about
asshole.
yeah genuine, fine genuine. And it's like he was like, honestly, dude, I had the completely wrong perspective of you when I first met you. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. And it's just like, I'm here and I work hard because of this. You know, it's like
Yeah.
I didn't just become victim and fall into a fucking hole because of some choices I made and some choices that I didn't make, you
Yeah.
know? And again, I'm not saying I had the fucking worst experience ever or like the hardest times, but it's like I remember stressfully waking, like shaking myself awake at 4 a.m. because I was like so stressed out. I'd go to bed at like 1 in the morning, wake up at 3, 4, 5 in the morning because I couldn't sleep
Yeah.
because I was so broke
Yeah.
and I just hated the fucking situation I was in. And I'm like, so yeah, this is I paid this much to learn about mindset, started reading books, started educating myself, and then boom, now I'm in a salary position.
Yeah.
So it's like what I learned, I spent uh, X amount of dollars to learn, and now I'm making X amount of dollars from what I learned and applying what I learned.
Yeah.
So he just had this like different like, damn, like now hearing that I completely understand or I understand you in a lot better way. And I'm like, yeah, that's really what it is. Like most people aren't open to fucking listen, or they just automatically assume, oh, white, silver spoon. It's like, dude, have you ever met a fucking white trash crackhead that lives in a trailer park or a mobile home? There's white people out here struggling too, man.
Yeah.
Like
They
it's not just all
literally
peaches and cream.
group that together like it's white people in the trailer parks
Yeah,
for the most part.
yeah. It's like white people are out here struggling too. It's not like that's what I'm saying when it comes down to it. If we stop listening to the media, and this is so cliche to say, but it's like it's only cliche because people aren't listening to it. So it needs to be said
Yeah.
over and over and over again. If white people and black people stop fucking listening to the media and realize that hey, we have more in common than we think we do,
Yeah.
and we can unified front attack the real enemy. Because there was a SNL skit which I was kind of surprised. Um, it was on Black Jeopardy where Tom Hanks was playing a guy with a MAGA hat, like he was
Yeah.
playing like a Trump supporter, and they asked him a question, and he was like, "Oh, fuck the government," It's like, wow, we feel the same way, And then they kept saying like different shit,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Oh no, man, fuck the government. I wouldn't trust them as far as I could throw them or whatever." It's like they're like, "Wow, we feel the same way," It's like it was a lot of that where it was like, man, okay, we are
Yeah.
on the same page on a lot of stuff. Yeah, fuck the
Yeah.
government. They don't have our best interests at heart. This, that, this, and the third. It's like, okay, if more people realize that and stop looking at fucking skin tone and somebody being an asshole, maybe they're just an asshole,
Yeah.
right? Because guess what? It could easily go both ways. Like if I meet a black person for the first time and they just look at me kind of funny, I could be like, well, they don't like white people.
Yeah.
I can easily chalk it up to a race thing. But if I meet a white person and they don't like me, I'm not going to jump to a race conclusion because we're the same color.
I said the same exact thing.
Right. So it's just like, and again, not that I do that, but um, it is a factor in the way people talk to me the first time we meet. If I'm getting like a funny vibe to it, I'm like, oh, they don't know. They probably think I'm racist, you know. And a lot of people do that. Like someone came up to me the other day. They go, "Oh man, James picking on me. He's doing this. Da 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 da. I think he might be prejudiced, right?" And the person goes, "Really, prejudice?" And it's like, "Yeah, he just don't like me because I'm black." Like that's what somebody. This person could have made the story up, but this is what the person told me. And the person that told me the story, she's like, "Yeah, I looked at this person. I go, so he must hate his wife too, huh? And his kids. Like fuck them, right?" And they were like, "Huh?" And it's like, "Yeah, James's wife's black, and he has fucking 2 kids with her." It's like, so I don't think it's a black and white thing. I think it's just
Yeah.
maybe he's just doing his job, you know. And I was like, I felt good knowing that, and the fact the person told me the story to be like, okay, cool. I got people out here like coming to my aid or
Yeah.
coming to defend the situation because of the way I treated them.
Yeah.
And it's like that felt good. And of course, not everybody's gonna believe, not everybody's gonna like listen to that. But I'm telling you, like, there's been so many times where somebody has been like, "There's something about you. You're a little different, right?"
Yeah.
And then later on, they find out that Tatiana's black or whatever, and they're like, "Ah, I knew it." Like, just like on some like cliche shit, but
Yeah.
it's just, it's just like, it's just funny, you know, and how people just jump to conclusions so fast, and how it's like so detrimental. And if we all kind of like, seriously, if people just stop focusing in on that,
Yeah. That's what I was
it would be
saying.
so much easier.
Like you
If
said.
so, dude, I would much rather someone be like, "Oh, James is an asshole," than, "Oh, James don't like me because he's racist." It's like,
Yeah. I know.
if you only knew how far from the truth that was.
It urged me to. Like you said, the last time we have conversations like this, it's just having a conversation. It's just saying, "Oh, this is how I feel. This is how you feel." Oh, it's not even like that. We have a lot in common, like you said. Like, stop thinking this way. I mean, we even came far along. I mean, just
Mm.
focus on yourself. Have a better community. Have a better world. Like, stop with all this bullcrap. Like, I feel like I told you, I can't even say it's childish because kids don't even think like that. But it's just
No,
stupid. It's like it's dumb. Like, there's no point of it.
I think it is the true definition. Like, I think racism and uh, the value that people give interactions and chalk it up to racism, I think is like, if I look up the definition, I want to use the correct term. Um, all right, right, perfect. So I think racism and the chalking up to racism all the time instead of having a deeper thought about it is the truest definition of ignorant, which is lacking knowledge or awareness in general, uneducated or unsophisticated. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, like, can you be a little more sophisticated on the, like, let me look up the definition of sophisticated, make sure I'm using it properly. Uh, sophisticated. sophisticated is having, revealing, or proceeding from a great deal or worldly experience and knowledge of fashion and culture, of a machine system or technique developed to a high degree of complexity, right? Can you understand that it's not so as simple as, oh, I'm darker than this person, they hate me? That's so
Yeah.
ignorant to think that everything is just related to that, you know? But it's just one of those things, man. It's just irks me, man.
Yeah, it irks me too. Damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Uh,
I did too. I
oh
did too
man.
because I looked up the definition of ignorant, but I had something good that I thought I was gonna say. But no, it's just one of those things, man. It's kind of ridiculous, but um, all I can say. Oh yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. You were saying like, oh yeah, it's like it's not even childish because kids don't act like way it's taught, and you look back at the like, and I've said it before, and I'll probably continue to say this. It's like, sure, there were white people that were in charge and in power that enslaved black people and sold them as property, right? 100%. That was a percentage of the population, whether it be a large percentage or small percentage, majority or minority of white people. There were white people that were truly cruel to the black community, right? And slaves at the time. And then with the abolishing of laws and the abolishing of slavery, Abraham Lincoln signing the Emancipation, um, Congress and the Senate and white people in power that were getting rid of segregation laws and getting rid of Jim Crow laws and didn't believe that the separation of everything was right and things like that. It is so backwards thinking to chalk up all white people are racist when there were literally white people on your side agreeing with you and fighting with you.
Yeah.
Even though because here's the thing, if black people feel like white people can't relate, even though they weren't experiencing the racism themselves, even though they weren't
Yeah.
experiencing the hardship, the slavery, the whipping, whatever you want to fucking, like, the hardest shit that the black community had to go through, and way back in the day slaves had to go through, even though they weren't experiencing it, they knew and understood that it was inhumane and wanted to fucking help.
Yeah.
And how fucking think about it like this, right? Let's say there's a white person who's like, oh man, like growing up in a ghetto is fucking difficult, and the cops are targeting black people, shit like that. A white person says that, they go to a Black Lives Matter rally and things like that. You have black people like, oh, you don't know. Oh man, I burped. That are people like, you don't know the struggle, you don't know the experience, you can't speak on it, right?
Yeah.
What if the same mindset was happening back during slavery? Like, a white person's like, oh shit, this is fucked up. We need to get you out of this, like,
Yeah.
this plantation, this slavery situation. You don't know the struggle, you can't speak on it. Like, no
Like
shit.
I'm trying to help you, dude.
Like, I'm on the outside trying to help you get out of that shitty situation too.
Yeah.
It's like that's so it's like, I really do think like you can't chalk everybody or every white person up to being racist because it was racist. It was white people in the past that were in the position of power that helped abolish it.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily negate the fact that yes, white people got you into the situation, but it was different white people.
Yeah.
There was white people that had to, because if black, again, I've said this before, if black people were looked at less than human, there was no way that were fucking black people in the position of power to abolish the law.
Yeah.
Because if you follow in the law, back then it was completely legal to own slaves and to treat them however you wanted because it was considered property. Legally, you were not doing anything illegal. So somebody had to fucking
Yeah.
be like, that's fucked up, and vote against it
Yeah.
or propose a different law to abolish it. Propose an amendment to the Constitution to make sure people understood that, yes, we're talking about all creeds, races, ethnicities, whatever, are included in the we the people, and all men are created equal.
Yeah.
There had to have been some good white people along the way.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's why I think it's just a goofy ass mindset to have, where it's like, oh yeah, all like it's the exact same mindset to say that all white people are racist to say that all black people are thugs. It's the same mindset,
Yeah, I
and
agree.
it's like both are ignorant, both are stupid, because you're chalking up an entire population into one thing.
And I told you all the time, even you may say that, it still seems like people keep stereotypes alive. No matter how much they hate
Yeah,
them, they keep them alive every single day. Oh, you can't do this because you're white. You can do this because you're black. It's like, dude, this, just chill, bro. If you're trying to get away from it, stop bringing it up all the time. And now I'm
right,
telling you, I get so tired of it so much, bro. Because it's like you can be spending your energy on something else in that.
right. Just it is. It's kind of stupid. It's very stupid. It's not kind of stupid. It is stupid. But on that note, I'll say, be kind to one another. As Mr. Rogers would say, um, I'm so glad to be your neighbor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. When it comes down to it, just be good to one another. Just love each other. Focus on the similarities instead of the differences.
Yeah.
Because guess what? White people have cookouts. We like to play cards. Black people have cookouts. They like to play cards. How about we just teach each other the different card games? Come on, man. Like, ain't nobody. Like, you can learn from both sides. White people don't put raisins in macaroni and cheese, please. Please. Does not belong.
Oh my gosh.
Just say some stupid shit. But no. On that note, man, I felt it was a good episode.
Yeah.
Episode 29, Panda Cast. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next week. And I need to start. I ain't posted in like fucking 3 weeks, 4 weeks again. So like, I got to get this shit all out. And
Perfect.
perfect. But no, it's cool. It's cool. And yeah, nothing else. Anything closing thought?
Um, like I said, just focus on yourself, man. I understand that the media can be very influential, but once you just have your own mindset, it's easy to just decipher what's bull junk and what's not. I mean,
Bull jump.
pretty much.
Yeah,
So just make sure you have your own mind. Don't let your mind be so easily controlled and manipulated, because then you lose yourself. There you go.
that's really good. That's really good. All right, guys. Peace out. See you guys next week.